Welcome to the Notorious DID. This is Solara. As you can tell from our appearance, we're having a rough day. The day started out with first Val Prey, then me and Val Prey were co-con, and now myself. We also have had a migraine for most of the morning, and it's already 11:27. So today is going to be one of those days where we struggle to deal with things. One of the many downsides that we have with D.I.D is the fatigue and the issues and the all-around problems. Having semi-regular migraines to where lately we've been lucky enough that light doesn't affect it so much, but just a constant migraine. Yesterday, I skipped a day of filming because me and my daughter went to go see a movie called Moonfall at the local theater. It was okay, but they tried to shove too many different thoughts into one movie, and it just got too far out there, and a lot of it was not put together properly. So it was okay to see, but I'm not gonna tell somebody rush out and see it, because unless you can deal with things that are just on a constant spin of what the fuck is going on, then you're not going to be with it. And if you have any scientific knowledge, then it's really going to drive you nuts. And I would like to point out too, for those of us who do watch sci-fi movies, it's kind of insulting, part of it, because it has to do with the moon, as you can tell from the name of the movie being Moonfall. Well, literally, it is a ripoff from Star Wars, the Death Star. They literally make the moon look like the Death Star. I couldn't even take it serious after that point, because I'm like, it was enough to where you were just trying to keep up with what their point was or what they were doing. But once you got to that, I was out. I'm just like, okay, well, we're going to finish watching the movie, but this is ridiculous at this point. But as always, I enjoy time with my daughter and things of that nature. So yesterday wasn't too bad. It was super hot here in South Carolina. This is February and it's already getting to be steaming hot. And when I looked it up, they try to say, oh, yesterday was like around 75 degrees. No, there was not even any air in the car. I literally had to leave the door open and put air on before I could even close the door, because it was that hot yesterday. Just sweating and heat, pure heat. So this summer in South Carolina is going to be like hell on earth. I can already see it coming now, because if it is getting this kind of hot in February, it is going to be friggin' nasty come this summer. South Carolina has already exhibited so many differences from when way back in 1990, when I first moved down here with my grandmother. The climate, I mean, just everything has changed. The area that we live in used to be a nice little small town kind of area. Now you cannot even get out on the roads because of the traffic. It is ridiculous, and it's not satisfying whatsoever to you can't even enjoy the area anymore. There's just too many people. Literally, you have to go by light, by light, by light to be able to get anywhere, to be able to maneuver on the roads. And that is very unpleasant. I don't live in a big city like Los Angeles. Well, I would expect that. But this is just, and we don't even live in like a big city area. We don't live in the direct tourist area or anything else like that. So there's really no explanation as to why they are allowing so many people to just come into this one tiny area. Down the street from us, they're building a big community of houses. You know how big those houses are? They have to be one bedroom because they look like little tiny baby doll houses. And they literally are only like, if you stick three people in a row, that's the length there is in between those houses. You're going to sneeze and hear your neighbor. You're going to look out your window and look right into their house. That makes no sense to me whatsoever, and I guarantee you those houses are going to be expensive as hell for a shoebox. It makes no sense. The weather here, I'm not even sure why anybody even comes to the South Carolina coast to vacation much anymore, because literally this has become like little Seattle. There's so much rain constantly that during certain cycles, you have to run out there and get your yard mowed when there's been enough time for it to get the sop out of the ground and be in between raining. It's obviously you can tell I'm kind of over it, over the circumstances. Supreme heat, no oxygen because of the humidity. Humidity is just thick enough to cut with a blade, and not pleasant. Not pleasant. Us and the heat now, I mean, it was always kind of one of the triggers for our seizures and things of this nature. But here lately, I've noticed it's kind of a trigger with the stress from the heat that the body has, can also trigger us changing, which I'm not sure what that's all about unless it's just a matter of stress in general, whether it be physical stress or mental stress that can create a switch. But yesterday I was struggling to keep hold, and didn't completely at one point. I'm not even sure which altar it was that came out, because it was they spoke a different language. I'm not sure which language it was, because me personally myself, sometimes I can't tell. But the it's we're going to have to prepare ourselves, because if it's going to be like that this summer, it's going to be a rough ride. And yeah, it's going to be a very rough ride. I apologize. I keep having to pause because I'm having really bad allergies this year too. Like the spring allergies are already kicking in here in February. Down here in South Carolina, they are anyway. For like the last week, I've noticed I'm having to double up on my allergy meds. My face is like a little itchy, and sometimes it literally has a reddish rash. I don't know what I'm allergic to that's creating that, but we are hoping, well, we're definitely hoping that you're having a better day, because this is one of those days where I'm just like, okay, I've got to focus to maintain, to get anything done today. Anything. I took some Tylenol. I'm hoping that that keeps the migraines at bay, but we'll see. I had mentioned about a medical procedure I was going to have done with skin tag removal. That is actually taking place this coming week, well, next week. When that does take place, will definitely let you guys know how that went. I am very stressed about that. That probably isn't helping matters because even though it's a small little tiny procedure, I have to be in there. I have to be with a doctor right there, and there's no comfort zone whatsoever with a procedure that I'm going to have. So skin tag has to be removed because it did get infected at one point, but at the same time, not looking forward to it. Not looking forward to it. They're going to be shooting me up with a needle and removing, and said something about a suture. I'm like, why do I need a suture? It's a skin tag. You wouldn't think you'd need a suture for something that's not that size, it's not that big. But anyway, I'll let you know how that goes. Have a great day. Hope yours is better than mine. This has been the Notorious DID. Thank you for joining us. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can listen to me personally whine, or some of the individuals learning about the altars and things of this nature and how DID goes, good days and bad days. We are sharing those with you, you poor thing. This has been Solara for the Notorious DID. Bye.